Goddess Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj ki jai. We have been discussing how he is very, very compassionate. How he is very, very merciful. He is very, very kind. He is very loving. He is fatherly. A visionary leader. And a spiritual warrior who has intense desire to protect living entities. Some God brothers were mentioning some incidences of his compassion. So I shall remember some which I would like to mention. He was traveling with devotees for a program. And on the way, the car ran over a mad person. But the devotee who was driving, he couldn't stop the car. So they shouted, "Stop!" As soon as the car stopped, he came down. I went to see that the person was not injured. He was not hurt. It was just slightly. He's a mad person, a lunatic. He's nobody. But the car touched him. But the devotee who was driving was angry for this person misbehaving. And he was going, he didn't stop the car. So they stopped him. He came down and went to check that the mad person was in order. While he was doing that, he noticed that some devotees didn't come to the car. So when the Gurudev came, he made sure that whatever is necessary to do for the mad person, to get medical attention for the mad person was addressed. He was going for a preaching program. So while he was doing that, when he came back, he noticed some devotees were still sitting there in the car. I'm not concerned. The Gurudev was very angry at the devotees' behavior. First of all, the driver was angry. So Gurudev, he wrote the book about it. Yes. He addressed it. What will be a reaction if this might happen to a good donor? What will be a reaction? We will have jumped down to offer obeisances to him. Why? Because of his purity? No. It is because of money. So he explained, this is not a devotional attitude. Yes, we don't have compassion. Therefore, we don't see the need why we shouldn't be angry with the person. We are very important, going on an important mission to go and deliver the whole world, to distribute Krishna consciousness, and this nonsense person is disturbing our service. This is what other devotees will think. What is the difference? Because we don't have compassion. So it's not just a word which is in our book. His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj has lived the scripture we are talking about. We can see all these qualities. He's really a compassionate person who will do anything and everything to be sure to take care of devotees. Not only devotees, whoever comes in contact with him. He cares. Because there is compassion. Now, majority of us didn't think about it. We are angry. Why this person is disturbing our service, disturbing our preaching? After Bhakti Tirtha Swami Thakura said that our enemy are those who are disturbing our preaching. Our enemy, they are obstructing our preaching. So this lunatic person is a disturbance, an obstruction to our service, or important service. But look at our consciousness. Look at our consciousness. The preaching is not an exercise, Gurudev said. Preaching is not an exercise. It's not like a drama. The person will go and the practice come and perform on the stage. Preaching is what? A purity of the heart which brings the compassion upon the people we are preaching to. That is why you see when pure devotees say a word, the people get purified by their presence, by their words. When you hear, one get purified. Why? It is because of the purity of the heart which is being manifested through them. And when you come in contact with the pure devotee, we get the effect, we get the feelings, we get the heat, we get the purification, because the heart is pure, full of compassion. Whoever comes in contact with it, even for a moment, it will be affected. So preaching is a science. Our acharyas have mentioned many times that live bodies will preach, dead body cannot preach. What does it mean? Live body. Only if you have compassion, you can preach. Because we are going to distribute the purity. We are not just disputing knowledge. If you are disputing knowledge, it ends with our intellect. But if you are disputing purity, it goes to the heart. Therefore, pure devotees have to be associated with. Because by associating with them, we will get purified by their purity. So, the pure devotees, they have great compassion in the heart. For that reason, they can take any kind of risk, travel the whole world to distribute the Krishna consciousness with their compassion. And they will devise so many ways to make sure Krishna consciousness gets to everybody, irrespective of our situation. Compassion. His Holiness Bhakti Maharaj, he established an institute for applied spiritual technology. What is the use? Spiritual technology. Institute for spiritual technology. What is the use of that? What is it for? Because he's a very, very compassionate person, and he has seen that many people will not take to direct preaching. especially in Kali Yuga, and as the age continued to advance, the good qualities of human being are drastically going down every moment. That means what? More people are becoming less and less and less and less God conscious. Majority of people are becoming ungodly. So compassion means what? One should find a way to address the issue. How will they be connected to Krishna consciousness? So he opened institute for applied spiritual technology. And people like to identify with physical things. That is Kali Yuga. Sudra. Sudra means what? Physical things can do. We don't have brain to do something. We need physical things to do. So you open an institute. People are trained in many ways, in yoga, in therapy. So people get to come into the institute, and they are trained until they will gradually come to the stage. And they ask, do I have a Krishna? Say yes. Oh. This is compassion. Do I have a Krishna? Yes. At that stage, you cannot go back because you have seen the benefit you have gotten from him. Oh, this time to this point, you cannot go back again because they have not done anything wrong, and there is no reason why you should not continue. So in this way, he gradually made many devotees. His Holiness, the Advaita Maharaj said, Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, he has a special quality which nobody can compete with. He entered the water, catch the fish, never wet. You cannot enter water without being wet, except you are Krishna. When Lord Krishna left the house to go and to go down to protect the buses. That time Indra Samvartaka cloud was already falling heavily, but no single drop of water touched Krishna. Krishna is a great distance from Krishna's house to Dhira to leave the hill. To walk for some time, but not a drop of water touching. Yes, actually, Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj has the blessing of Lord Krishna that he entered the water and it's never wet, but he will catch the fish. That is very rare. One must be able to take the risk that pleases Krishna to empower one to do like this. It is Krishna 𝐾𝐚𝐦𝐿 say, without empowerment, one cannot represent Krishna. You cannot preach Krishna effectively. I will effectively. So he brought many people to Krishna consciousness and made millions of people favorable to Krishna consciousness. It is compassion. It's amazing to see his quality. Buddha who were saying that day. God brothers who hated him and some other devotees were making offenses. I want to go and offer obeisance to them to reduce the burden of the karma they're carrying on their head. I want to offer obeisances to them to help them release from the karma. That is extreme. That is extreme. If you don't have the goodwill of people in the heart, you cannot do that. To do this, you really love the person. I don't want to see the person in trouble, that we are taking such a risk. People who are very, very, very offensive you are finding a way to help them to become Krishna conscious. is really, really touching. An exceptional quality. Those who are very wise, they say that there are certain people we should avoid. And he himself had talked about it severally in his lectures. The fault finders. Fault finders should be avoided. But here he's only Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj want to go and offer obeisance to fault finders to help them get released from their karma, being fault finders. Going further to become offensive. It is dangerous life. But he's not thinking about the offenses they're making. He's thinking how to release them from their suffering. This is really very, very high quality. Very high quality. But that is the Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. And he is constantly thinking how to help people become Krishna conscious. Constantly. He thinks how to help people. So here Dhira Maharaj said, when he heard about the Institute for Applied Spiritual Technology, he was wondering, what is this? So he went there to visit. He wrote in the many moons. He wrote in the many moons. So he went to the Institute to visit his Holy Bhakti Maharaj to see, what is he doing? He cannot preach a direct Krishna consciousness. This is direct Krishna. He Krishna talk about the Gopi Bhav. Why are you not talking about the Gopi Bhav? We are not talking about the Siddhi Pranali. Why you don't talk about Krishna Leela? So he went. He was watching. After a short while, he discovered that from the Institute, the Gurudev has made so many exalted devotees. He was amazed to see that, so he appreciated that. And he wrote in his book, many moons. In his life, since I know him, from the beginning till he left the body, his enthusiasm in Krishna consciousness never goes down. Constantly increasing. Constantly. Whatever happens to Ishwara Bhatta Maharaj, for him, is a chance to show gratitude to his spiritual master, to Krishna. It's a sign to demonstrate his faith in the Guru and Krishna. Everything that happened, whatever it is, good or bad, is a chance for him to show gratitude, to show his faith, the level of his faith, the quality of his faith with his Guru and Krishna. He have never seen anything which is like bad for him. Bad. Because the bad times, according to his life, his teachings, and his life he lived, the bad times are chances for one to make advancement in Krishna. So he said, complaints are for lazy people. Complain means what? you don't want to grow. You don't want to do the right thing. So he made this slogan: don't curse the darkness, but light a candle. Light the candle. I have seen all the qualities we are talking in him and how he demonstrated all these things. Always changing every negative situation into positive situation. And that is not all. That is not all. Our duty is not only changing negative things into positive things, but positive things, we have to make it more positive. You see, that is Krishna consciousness, constant progress. We saw his life like this. Every situation, devotees, or I've seen many devotees attacking him. One of his godbrother was seriously offensive. And not only that, he was mobilized all his disciples to join him to blaspheme him. But he did not allow any one of us to come inside. No. He is my godbrother, not you. So yeah, godbrother is attacking you. He is mobilizing his disciples to join him in attacking you. And they are doing that. So as a disciple, let us do. He said no. He said no. I have an issue with him, not you. Don't come in. He kept it aside. Do not hate our so-called enemies. That is it is not an easy thing. Yes, purity of perfection is not common, it's not cheap. When you say pure devotee, you're not cheap, you're not common, you're not cheap. We should not hate the enemy. That is what Bhagavad Gita said. He is living his life according to Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, Nirvairahi Sarvabhutanam Sarvabhuteshu. Nirvairaha. A devotee is friendly to everyone. He has no enemy. Yes, we say that philosophically. There are so many enemies. You know what I mean? Especially about Maharaj, no enemy. Even those who attacked him, he's smiling. And he's begging for forgiveness. That even if one is right, but our actions have made somebody to become offended, means we have contributed to that person's being offended. Therefore, we have to contribute to the solution. I've actually in such a way, he may be a very pure and perfect devotee, yes, but somebody is become offended because of their purity. That means you have to contribute to the solution. Offering obeisances to them, begging them for forgiveness, because we have made them to be offended. These are life and teachings of His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj, that we feel very, very encouraged. And we feel that he has a direction, he is guiding everyone who follows his teaching, he's guiding everyone in Krishna consciousness towards Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God. Do not cause the darkness, light the candle. That famous slogan, slogans that Adam always remember them, and he has quoted many times. I cannot settle for anything less. I cannot settle for anything less. That time he was having terrible pain. But his face is broken. It's broken. But you see him with a big smile, big smile. With that pain, he's smiling. I cannot settle for anything less because last time I called him, I was in India. I spoke to him directly before he left the body. I was still in India after my sannyas initiation. It was 3 months after he left. 2 months after the initiation. The initiation happened in March, I left in June. April, May, June. So after he gave me instruction, then he was laughing. See, many of you are locked up in karma. I want to unlock it. And pay the price to unlock it to free you people from karma. And he did. According to, I read his horoscope, astrological charts, I read. The duration of his life is 2034. But the duration of his life, 2034. For this lifetime, that is what his astrological chart says. He will stay till 2034. And he left the body 2005. Only years. 29 years. He sacrificed that for us. That's compassion. 29 years. Compassion. I read all the chart. An astrologer, he gave the detail of his life, complete. So I read it. It was with me for some time. So I was reading it every day for a few days. I was going through the whole, the many things he was told inside. He's a leader to have ruled the whole world. If he has stayed till now, he will have ruled the world. But to help us get released from karma, he sacrificed 29 years. He lived before. Of course, he has mentioned many times that many of our acharyas lived before the time because of our sinful activities. We have no respect for sadhus. We don't have respect for sadhus. The pure devotees, if you watch carefully, they're easily misunderstood and easily criticized and blasphemed. Easily. Why? Because they're very humble. because of their pure humility. In 𝐾𝐚𝐦𝐿, you're not appreciated. That is why to practice humility in 𝐾𝐚𝐦𝐿, it is very, very, very difficult for the majority of people, even devotees, because I've had a lot of complaints from devotees reacting negatively to practicing humility. No, if you're humble, you'll be cheated. No, if you're humble, I've gotten this many times from devotees. If you're humble, no, people will cheat too. Yes, it is true that people will think that they are cheating you. They will not give you what is due for you. They will take it. But the pure devotees have nothing to do with that. Because his or her Krishna consciousness is not based on athletics. It is based on the spiritual things. So while we are thinking that we are cheating the pure devotees, that they are fools who are more intelligent, who can cheat them, we can mistreat them, they are laughing at us, thinking that we are fools, like Arjuna and Dhira. Dhira was considered Arjuna to be a fool. He was considered himself to be very intelligent. When Krishna offered to give himself, who will not fight, and his armies to fight. Arjuna chose Krishna. Dhira was very, very happy. Say, you're a fool. You're not going to fight. What will you do? So give me a battalion to come and fight him. But with all that, what happened to him? He lost everything. He himself, he died. But Arjuna will not kill. Therefore, His Holiness Bhakti Maharaj taught us what is real humility. He has spoken so much about humility. And he said, humility is not foolishness, it's not naivety. Humility means that one is bold and submissive. That is the contradiction. Bold means what? One is proud. That's pride. The bold means you're pride. You're proud. But he said, humility means what? You are bold and submissive. That is humility. Submissive, you're not a fool. Submissive means that one is bold without arrogance. Bold that we are ready to say the truth whenever and wherever it is necessary. One will tell the truth without looking at whoever is concerned. At the same time, there is no false ego. It is just because we want the truth to be said for the benefit of everyone. The teachings of His Holiness Bhakti Maharaj and his life. We show how he was caring for so many of us here. So many of us. He was very, very caring. Very, very caring. He told me, you should establish a social activity for people. Social activity, you should open a social activity like having some medical care for people who cannot afford it. We will make a lot of devotees on that. What they have in Bhakti Tirtha Hospital? Nobody entered the water hearing Hare Krishna. Nobody. See the millions of people who are going there. So he told me, you should do some welfare service for people. A long time before, Bhakti Tirtha Hospital. He told me long time. Yeah, I called some few devotees and we formed a committee to do that, to start some first aid things for people in the community. Until today, in one of our temples in Nigeria, Port Harcourt, this is going on there. Once a week, some of our members, our Indian members, they come to the temple. And in the village we live, People come there for treatment. It's free. It is still small, but people appreciate it. It's free. They would appreciate Krishna consciousness. They would think about Krishna. That is how Christianity makes so many members. By offering facilities for people, they make them the members. They come to God. This is the way pure devotees think. Which way I should take to bring people to Krishna. They constantly think about this. And then, after thinking, they come to a conclusion to establish that process. She told me like this. So we did. We formed a committee. It didn't work more because some of our committee members, and I know one of them is a very wealthy person. He took it on himself and he started doing, and it didn't happen again. But we are not forgetting that in our Surabi Farm project, we have a clinic. That is because he initiated the idea. So we are not forgetting. I've tried it with other devotees. It didn't work. Now we will do it. Because that is what he wanted. A devotee, any devotee who wants to be successful must follow the order of the spiritual master. That is where success comes. That is where we get empowerment. That is where we get the connection with Krishna. Therefore, we have a Surabi, we have a clinic now, Surabi Farm Project. It is in line with the instruction, the desire of His Holiness the King. So I know some years ago when in 2003, I was, before 2003, for years I was having hernia, and I didn't know it was hernia. It was really paining me, giving me a lot of pain and situation for years. I didn't know, and I was foolishly carrying it without going to the hospital to check. Until one day, God brother saw me in pain. He asked me. Then I told him and I showed it to him. Immediately he wrote to Gurudev and said, "Oh, Parashit is having a serious problem. I'm not talking, he's not so quiet." Immediately the next day, I just got a letter from Gurudev. You are having a problem. You didn't tell me. It is Maya who is making you not to tell me. Immediately, I'm not giving you advice. Immediately go now to the hospital and check what is it. Immediately, as soon as I read the letter, I dropped it. I took my bag. I went to hospitals and checked. When I check it and they confirm it is hernia, and it is a very dangerous way that it can burst at any time. That is very risky. So I told Gurudev that this is confirmed. How much is it? We're going to send money, and I told him no. He was sending money from America. I said no, one devotee has. You need to pay for it. He was sending money. That is how caring he is. He never want to see devotees. Another time, some devotees were traveling from Lagos to Benin City, 500 kilometers away by car. And it's an accident. In the way the bus was overloaded. So many devotees were very eager to go and have a good day association. Even though the bus was already loaded, many devotees, they just pack foolish like we see in India, out of eagerness to have association of Guru Day. They just put inside the bus. It was overloaded. And instead of the driver to see that they has car overloaded, they should go slow. He started speeding because they were all, let us go get there before Guru Dev comes. We were thinking, let's go to the Benin City before Guru Dev comes. Because we were coming after. The devotees were sent ahead. I will come later. So the devotee had accident because he was speeding so much. no speed control in Nigeria, so you can fly as so, like the one is shorter, it is 60 kilometers. 60. You can't go beyond that. The Damodara Express is 100. You can't go beyond 100. Of course, when people don't forget it, government law is 100. But Nigeria, no, you can take any speed. Of course, now they don't have a good road, so they're forced to slow down. When the road was very good, they're flying. They're flying all the way. So these already were running. Let us get there before Gurudev comes. We want to reach it before they go to welcome Gurudev. So one of the tires went off. They had a flat tire. So the cars were sorted, but nobody died. Only little injuries, a few, like only little injuries. So they were taken to the hospital. And as soon as Gurudev was involved, immediately he told me, pack everything, all the burger the person had in the fridge. He said, remove everything. I'll pack everything outside. They will load them and go straight to the hospital where the devotees were taken to. And he gave everything to the devotees. I checked to be sure that every devotee were in good order, little bruises and not much thing. This is he cared for the devotees. Very, very attentive. So he said, we should all come back to Lagos. We didn't go to Benin again. We will come back to Lagos. And we continue the program from here. So he's very, very caring. It's very, very caring. Even to devotees are very, very offensive. He's still finding ways how to help devotees to move forward in our Krishna consciousness. His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj, 𝐾𝐻.
Prabhuji, you're on mute.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Guru Maharaj. So, can we take a question from devotees, Guru Maharaj?
Yes, I have. I've stopped now for the question.
Guru Maharaj, you mentioned at one point that those who are fault finders.
Who is translating first? So, Rani.
After the lecture, we'll give a brief in Creole, Guru Maharaj.
Prabhuji, I think Guruji is asking, does Mataji need translation? Is someone translating?
After the lecture, we'll explain in Creole, Guru Maharaj. But there are more devotees, they don't understand English.
What's the question?
So, we say that those who are fault finders, we have to avoid them. But we see here, Bhakti Tirtha Swami, he was like devising means to help those people to take to Krishna consciousness.
Yes.
So, but in our case, like at present, when we see devotees, they are like they are antagonistic, then we keep a reasonable distance. Like we avoid them, or we just greet them, but we don't mix intimately with them. So how to reconcile these two, Kumars?
Yeah, because we're not on that level. Because we're not on a high level, on our level, we should try to avoid them, but we should not keep them inimically in our mind. That we should work on. We should not project enmity towards them. We shouldn't project anger towards them. In our mind, we can pray. But for those who are highly advanced, they can do that. Just like as he's doing. And not only him, I've seen in our scripture, when the Daksha was cursing the devotee, Sukadeva Goswami said that the devotee was still staying there. He was standing there. And they gave a purpose. Why was he standing there? He was standing there to purify him. will have run away from the person. The person wants to cut me. Go away. It's a problem. But Narada Muni did not go. He ran away. He stood there. Give him association for his purification. That's exactly what the Bhakti Tirtha is doing. So they can do like that. But because we are not on their level, we should keep distance. But don't keep them negatively in our minds. And if we want to go further than that, we should pray for them to become devotees. Because when they become devotees, they will be free, and we also become free from the envy. So we can make a point. Does it make sense?
Yes, thank you, Gumraj. Gumraj, you also mentioned like leaders have like a target. They want to achieve something. So we see Bhakti Tirtha Swami, he was like speaking to the state persons, the spiritual leaders of the state. So can you narrate some like some incident or some pastime with how Bhakti Tirtha Swami was dealing with those high level people, the elite class?
Yes. I mean, I've seen how he was relating with all these highly placed people in the society. We have seen how he was dealing with religious leaders. Here in Nigeria, we have seen, in Africa here, we have seen many times. He had a program, spiritual program with some other religious organizations, like the Sufis, Muslims. We have the Roman Catholic missionaries. So he has associated with, he has preached to other people like in Islam and the other spiritual organizations like the Amok Society of Equation Order, like Terror Society, like Olumba. So their leaders, when they go to them, he will use the Bible to preach to them and let them see how they are not following their own teachings. They're always ashamed. I remember when we went to visit one missionary school. They have a very nice community. So when we got there, after Gurudev has finished the lecture, and then the leader wanted to have a intimate discussion with Gurudev. So we all went to his own quarter, while others were taking prasada. We always gave him prasada. I said, Gurudev asked him a question about what is going on in their community. It was a shock. The man became really restless. How this man knew what we are doing. He does not stay with them. How did he know? But Gurudev put it in a very sweet, cool way that the man was not embarrassed. He felt this man knows all our secrets. And he did it so he can preach to them in a very penetrating way to let them see that they should step up in their so-called low practice. And they were very man was very appreciative. And he revealed all this with confidence to Gurudev by telling him actually the difficulty and his own personal problem. So Gurudev became their consultant by training them how to become useful in their life. How they should not be in what they profess to do. So we saw all these dealings that they had with these leaders. It's very, very, very personal. I will address the issue very nicely and bring in Krishna consciousness. I remember also in one other organization, Olumba. So we had a heavy kirtan in their church. Heavy dancing kirtan. Everybody, all of them, they joined the kirtan. At the end, the man said, somebody passing in the street without seeing this man would think that the person who is speaking is a member. But this person speaking here is from a different tradition, but knows what they're doing better than themselves. And he is helping them to become a proper person in what they are practicing. In other words, would they deal with them in a way to stimulate them to become better in their? That is the whole idea of visiting them. Not just going to speak philosophy to them, but it has gone there to stimulate them, Christian consciousness. This I saw personally how he was dealing with them. And that is how he won their hearts. That if he had stayed till today, he would have ruled the world. The way he was dealing with these leaders, capturing their hearts, letting them see the beauty of Christian consciousness. Those who never want to do anything with Christian consciousness, they are made to take interest in Christian consciousness, start digging our books. And Buddha has given all the books we have to all of them. They are friendly. Now they come on their own to our temples after dealing with Gurudev and seeing the benefit of the visit to the place. So Gurudev has made them become so favorable that any time we can go to them. We have any leader that visiting Nigeria, we can take them there to go and address them, to speak to them, share Krishna consciousness with them, and they are very, very, very full. That's what they have done. This is just the same way he related with all the kings and the chiefs. He has visited traditional rulers. How he presents Christian consciousness as a leader, this is their responsibility. From the ancient tradition, what the kings meant to be, what they were doing, how they were holding the purity, we led them to understand all these things. That one of the kings became so attracted, seeing the good thing Buddha have done. His own life, he was having bad health, and he got relief from that. So many wonderful things happened in his life. And he gave Guru the big chieftaincy title. The rule of so when Guru visited him, he would sit next to him. Because of his sweet dealings with them, he won their hearts. With his purity, with his compassion, with his love, including his beautiful Christian conscious intelligence. It's amazing. All right.
There's one question from the floor, Umraj. You have mentioned that complaint is made for meant for lazy people. but how to express something to the authority, something which is not going in the right way.
Huh?
You said that when we complain, it means
Yes.
that we are lazy. It means that we are lazy. But now, how can we express something to the authority, which is when something is going wrong, how we can present that thing to the authority without being blamed that we are complaining?
If something is going wrong, we should not allow it to affect us. If something is going wrong, we should address it. But that should not affect us in our own Christian consciousness. That means we are lazy. But we should address it. If you cannot address it personally, we should take it to the authority to handle. And even if they fail to do something, we should not be affected in our own Christian consciousness. Like people complain, oh, things are not like this, and not like that, people are not like this, if I cannot take the Christian consciousness. And what good day is addressed. It's not that we shall say all the nonsense things people are doing. That is not the idea. You know that what the nonsense things people do is correct. That is not the idea. The idea is that we should be affected by the nonsense thing that people do. If you can correct it, you should go ahead. If you cannot, take it to the authority. And if they don't do anything, we should continue with our own Christian consciousness. Yeah, it's good that they ask the question. So don't think that people can do nonsense thing and say, don't complain about it. You are lazy, don't complain about it. You are lazy man, you're complaining. You are lazy. Let me do nonsense and we don't talk about it. Because Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj said, you are lazy. That would be a demonic mentality for us to do like that. Yes.
Okay. Another question, Guru Maharaj. How to remain positive in a negative situation?
How to
remain positive in a negative situation?
If you, to remain positive in a negative situation means that we have to make ourselves spiritually strong. To make ourselves spiritually strong means we should regularly practice our sadhana very nicely. We should hear, we should read, we should chant, we should do our services nicely. We should hear nicely. We should take our practice very seriously. That will make us very strong, that all negative things will be turned into positivity. That is how to turn negative things into positive. And the positive things are more positive things. Going? Can I hear the class? Some offense? That is what it means. Make all positive things, all negative things positive. By changing it, we transform it. I have a good brother who expresses it perfectly like this. Anything, tell him, you change it. So I appreciate him very much. He's a good brother. He's a perfect representative of Gurudev's statement. You tell him any negative thing about the devotee, which oh no, that devotee doesn't have my like that. Not that it's bad. Anything, immediately. I was telling a devotee something about him. And then when he went to see that devotee, and then he said something, immediately the devotee got transformed. When he came and told, I saw that quality with that person. I said, yes, I told you, because I knew him. Anything you tell him, you tell me. Never see anything. Since I know him, since 2003, he never, any negative thing, you tell it instantly, perfectly. As Gurudev wanted. It's a good brother. And you know why? We called him we call him? We have a name for him, a nickname. We give him a nickname. He has a spiritual name, but we give him Happy Chanter. Yes. We give him that name, Happy Chanter. His Japanese is very sweet, very nice. I will call his name. He's a god brother. He's very, very good god brother. Perfect chanter, pure chanter, happy chanter. Enjoy hijab. If they say what you will enjoy hijab. Very sweet. Yes, we cannot do it whimsically. We do it with spiritual quality. And many examples he demonstrated for sure. Change everything positive. All right.
Yes, Maharaj. There is one more question.
Okay.
The question, Guru Maharaj, is not related to today's topic, but the question is how we can disconnect from this bodily platform. How to disconnect from our bodily platform. From the bodily platform, how can we disconnect?
we disconnect from bodily platform. You know, whimsical. You know, the whimsical, it's not be done whimsically. Want to disconnect from bodily platform, so you stop eating. Don't eat. The soul doesn't need eating. The soul needs for the job. And here, Krishna Kata, 21, you hand the Gopi Baba, let them stop eating. Just sit down and only hear about Krishna. This is what the Gopis and the Gopas do. They constantly hear about Krishna, nothing else. They heard that. He was simply chanting, not eating. Yeah? That is free from bodily concept of life, not this body. That's what it means. Not just speaking philosophy. And we do this one. You want to hear higher things, but they cannot control their system. They want to hear higher things. It is not meant for the whimsical people. Yeah, and he said, Gurudev said, this is his teaching. One of my students asked me, Maharaj, am I going back to Godhead? Am I going back to Godhead this lifetime? So immediately I remember I saw the Bhakti Maharaj. He said, are you talking like Brijabasis? Do we talk like Brijabasis? Do we behave like them? We have their consciousness. We want like them. You understand? What do we match? What do we match to think that now I'm going back to Godhead? What do we match? It will be qualification. And I'm thinking the way they think. I'm acting the way they act. Otherwise, we are transporting what? Material life into spiritual world, which is not possible. We cannot do that. So we don't have to ask anybody if we are going back to God or not. We should ask ourselves because we have the scripture to measure. And the Buddha is definitely very clear. Are we talking like Brijabasis? Do we act like Brijabasis? We think like we have their consciousness. We walk like them. Rama Samhita told us how they walk, how they speak, how they everything. So do we match? And he has a beautiful word always used, alignment. Alignment. Do we align ourselves properly? Are we unified? If you have those qualities, you don't have to ask. You're going there. If you don't have this quality, we are not talking. So how can we go there? We're simply going to go and pollute the place, which is not possible. So we cannot go there. So we're to be free from the bodily concept, we should hear constantly and practice very nicely. Follow the process as it is. We should not manufacture our own system. That is why it is very, very painful for me when I see something which cannot happen in my travel. We are bringing into Christian. He cannot join someone's company. I'll be telling the director how he should lose his company. It doesn't happen in my travel. Somebody is joining Christian consciousness there and is changing the Bhakti Tirtha. No, Bhakti Tirtha is too heavy. I want to make it light. It does not happen. Can we do that in a travel with someone's company? You are employed. Now, we want to change it. You go to the director. So people come to office 8 o'clock, by 4. This is wrong. From now, you should become 12 o'clock, employed by 2 o'clock. They're allowed. I don't know, I'm asking. In Masai, would be allowed. So some of us have come to Christian consciousness to destroy ourselves. This is very, very dangerous. So come here to get purified. So let us practice our principle very, very nicely. Follow everything as it is. Properly use the word as it is. As it is a very heavy word. Very, very heavy word, as it is. Then we will gradually get purified to be able to realize in reality that I am not this body. Otherwise, till then, it is still philosophy. We will not realize it. So we are going to speak differently and act differently. All right?
Yes, thank you, Guru Maharaj. There's one more question. So can
Yes.
you take it, Guru Maharaj? So, how to deal with someone who is dearer to you and always misbehave with you?
Person who is dear, very, very close to us and is misbehaving.
Yeah.
If you really care for the person, if the person really dear to us, really care for the person, you should tell the person all the nonsense things you do which are not good for him or her, not good for anybody. If you really care for the person, you should let the person know this. And misbehaving, it is not good. You should behave properly. Misbehaving is wrong. You should tell the person. I have mentioned this before. Here in Nigeria, there is one man. He's a responsible person. Very responsible person. That was a few years ago, not now. Not now. Now he's different. These days, whatever you do to bring money in the family, nobody talk about it. But in a civilized time, the people don't value money, they value the name. They value the quality. So this man, he has name in the society, and he valued that. One of his sons became a thief, was robbing people. And he tried to correct the boy. The boy couldn't be corrected because he had become addicted to it. The man went to the police, told him to arrest the boy, and they killed the boy. He cried when he did that. He cried. But that is his love for the boy to change him, to pay heavily for nonsense and stop him from simple activities so that he will become better. It is very difficult for ordinary person to understand what he did, but the man is right. Scripturally, it's right. Morally, it's right. He cried, yes, it is because he has an affection, but that should not make him to do a wrong thing. Affection should not make someone to do the wrong thing. Affection should help us to do the right thing. That is pure affection. If you really have a pure love for somebody, it is not wrong, it is not material. So if you keep with the person is close to do something, you should tell the person this is wrong. You should tell the person. In the very caring, loving way. If the person refuses to change, to get disturbed, is angry, cannot, then we should try to disassociate ourselves. That is love. It is not hatred, it is love. All right?
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj, we would like to have your advice. Every Tuesday we have some devotees, a weekly satsang. They have some new devotees, they come in their satsang there. But because today's program is very special, it is connected with our spiritual grandfather, His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami. So we invited all those devotees, but they have maintained their satsang. So is it proper or?
It is wrong. That is wrong. That means that they are doing their own thing. They are not serving a spiritual master. If they are serving a spiritual master, they're supposed to have come here. After all, it is not every Tuesday. It's not every Tuesday. It is once in a while. It's a program. It's a special thing. It's supposed to change and come. What they have done, it is wrong, and they should be told that what they did, it is wrong. It is improper understanding. They are not experienced. They are not mature, and they are doing their own thing. They are not working for good. Tell them. It's a message for them. This is wrong. You understand?
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Tell them this is wrong, that this is what we said. They should come here. Whom are they working for? If we were spiritual matters, they're supposed to be here.
Guru Maharaj, the question is a bit different now. There are certain devotees, they are following the Bhakti Shastri course. So for them, it will apply the same?
Well, for those who are doing Bhakti Shastri, because they already set the standard, it's okay. They can, for them, they can do. But still, one day coming for this program will not disturb them anything. If they are proper disciples, suppose if they tell them that their wife is in the hospital, would they do the Bhakti Shastri that day? If their wife is in the hospital, or their husband in the hospital, or their son is in the hospital, or their father in the hospital, would they go for Bhakti Shastri that day? They will leave the father there in the room crying in pain and go for Bhakti Shastri? Will they do that?
No.
Oh, the baby is crying. No, don't worry. Wait, let me go for Bhakti Shastri. After 2 hours, then I'll come and take it. All these nonsense things people are doing in the name of Krishna is wrong. They should change if they want to make advancement. Otherwise, we have seen so many devotees in the movement for 100 years. They are not here. And the problem is that if you don't make advancement in Christian consciousness, you become a burden in the system. If you don't make advancement, you become a burden to accept everybody. Because what do we have inside the world we are going to display wherever we are? The person who is full of anxiety, he cannot be speaking Christian consciousness to school wherever you meet. Whenever you meet somebody, you're going to empty the grievances which is burning you inside. You want to find something to hang it on. So if people don't understand what is Christian consciousness, what is the science of bhakti, they will not make progress. The same message to all of them. This is what was discussed. They are foolish disciples. Why Krishna did not tell Arjuna to tell Ashwatthama that, sorry, to tell the Dronacharya that the son is dead? Why Krishna specifically called the Yudhishthira to say it? Why didn't tell Bhimsena to say it? Why Krishna didn't tell the Bhimsena to say? Why didn't tell the Arjuna to say? Why did he choose the Yudhishthira Maharaj? We have been hearing this for a long time. So why did he take Yudhishthira Maharaj? Why he specifically choose Yudhishthira, not Arjuna or Bhimsena? Why? Tell me, all of you should tell me. Why Krishna did not call Arjuna to go and tell Dronacharya that his son Ashwatthama is dead? He didn't call Arjuna, he didn't call Bhimsena, Nakula, Sahadev. Why did he call them? Why only Yudhishthira Maharaj he told? Why?
He's known for his. He understands even without accession. He tells him to.
Yes, tell me.
Yudhishthira Maharaj, he never tells lie.
Yes.
So
that was temptation for him.
So he's very strict. He's very strict to that principle. But now,
Yes,
when the Lord is telling something,
yes,
when the Lord is telling something, so we have to follow the order of the Lord, not
yes,
like stick to our principle. So he was testing him in that way.
religion is inferior to spirituality. So he was on a religious platform. The Christian want to teach a lesson. What is superior and what is lower? He specifically, because that he has the fault. His Christian called him. He didn't call her that because they will not act like him. So he called himself. That is his disease. The Christian pointed out. We hear it in the scripture, but we hear it in the past. We don't see that it is also in the present with ourselves. That is the mistake we are making in our own Christian consciousness. We don't understand our scriptures. You can go and learn the two shlokas, come and read some true understanding, and have a certificate on the paradigm. That is different from understanding what is Christian consciousness. All right?
Yes. So in line with Gurma's, we have a last clarification. It's from Mataji Ananga Manjari. She's asking, when we are doing the program here, it is on WhatsApp. It is not live. But there are some devotees, they prefer to have it live so that they can watch the program listen to your lecture from their place instead of coming here. So for them, what we can say?
That is also misunderstanding. Why they cannot come here? Why they cannot come here? They're supposed to be here. Yes, you sit in a room and here. It is comfortable for you. But you cannot make advancement with being comfortable. You cannot make advancement in that way. The energy of coming together to celebrate something, it cannot be compared with one person sitting. What energy do we have? But we want to come together, to join together as a team and do something. There's potency. And we'll make more advancement. So I'll be repeating. Srila Bhakti Tirtha Swami said, we will get our fortune from devotees, not from oneself, from devotees. The devotee in your television, your your cell phone in your house. That's why you're going to get this association. We should do the first thing first. The secondary thing is, okay, there is restriction in a certain way. There's restriction. There's coffee in the place, or the pandemic, you cannot go. So it's a different situation, but not when the situation is normal. And we should go and associate with devotees. We should take advantage of that. We just mentioned how devotees were very, very eager to go and have association of His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami. So we're running from Lagos to Benin. One devotee who was traveling was speeding, but they were overloaded in the bus. And I think one of the tires were not so no good. So instead of him to be careful, he was running, let go and be there before Gurudev comes, so we can welcome him. That is how a devotee who wants to make advancements should think. That kind of energy, that kind of mentality, we should have it. You stay in your room there. So when you go to Goloka, what will you do there? Krishna, what is the section for Ram Gulam family? I belong to that. What is the family for? Jahananda family. What is the Jahananda family? I'm coming from Jahananda family. Krishna, can you show me that family? I'm from there. Krishna, so you're not here. He said, Mauritius, go down. You're not here. So here, it is Goloka. Everybody is thirsty for each other. So a different mentality. Should be tasty for Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai. Mauritius Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Shri Bhakti Tirtha Damodara Maharaj ki.
No.